Hello friends, good morning. Welcome to Legg Life. Today is day number 2 of our trip to Barrow, Utqiagvik, Alaska. Yesterday was an amazing first day. I went to bed last night feeling so grateful. The midnight sun shining into our room. It was just a spectacular, spectacular day. And I woke up feeling pretty rejuvenated today. Now it could have been because of how cold it was when I jumped in the Arctic Ocean yesterday, but I feel really good. However, if you've been around Legg Life for any amount of time, you know that when I travel, one of my morning routines, one of the first things I need to do in the morning when I get up is I need to find coffee because Sherri loves coffee. Auburn loves coffee. Fortunately, there's a little coffee hut like right next door to our hotel. Fingers crossed, I'm hoping they let me just like walk up and buy coffee. So we'll see if my coffee hunt this morning is a success. I did look out our window this morning in the hotel room and it is pretty windy outside, so let's see what it is like. Actually, there's waves crashing on the ocean right over here I can see, so let's step outside and see what it's like. I probably should have worn like a jacket, but I didn't, so we're gonna figure this out. Oh, this isn't so bad. It's a little bit windy, but like the sun is poking through a few areas in the clouds. This is actually pretty nice. You can see behind me is the ocean down there. And right over here is the coffee shop I'm heading to. You can see it's this little building right here. So let's walk over, see if I can get some coffee. I'm hoping they're even open. It is Sunday, so I don't know if they are. There's no cars here. And I can't even tell if the open sign is on or not. Well, it doesn't look good. I just knocked on the window. There's nobody here, I don't think. So let's go back to the hotel, see if maybe I can find coffee there. All right, well, I didn't find lattes, mochas, Americanos, and other fancy coffees, but I did find 3 drip coffees. All right, we are officially leaving the hotel, getting our day started. We have hung out in the room, had a bunch of coffee, had some breakfast, just kind of relaxed for a little while. Here's Sherri Beth. Sherri, Auburn and I have been talking about it. Your hair is adorable today. Here's the thing, you don't like it when it's kind of frizzy and not maintained.
Right, this is what it does when I don't blow dry it.
I think it looks awesome.
Thanks.
I think it's adorable. There's Auburn up there. She's vlogging. We are heading back to the whale statue to take some more photos this morning. And also we want to show you guys how crazy the ocean is. So different from yesterday. And if you've not seen the vlog from yesterday, go check it out. I will link it down below. That was day number 1 here in Utqiagvik, Alaska, where I jumped in the Arctic Ocean. We went around town for a little while. It was a good first day, hoping that today is a good second day as well. And I do want to say something real quick. The audio in this video may be a little bit rough because it is super, super windy. So I apologize in advance. Stick with me though. I think it'll be worth it. Also, just so you know, this is the top of the world hotel where we're staying. And I think that is our room. I really do think that we have the best hotel room in all of Barrow because it's right here on the corner. It's at the highest spot. You can see the whalebone arch. I just cannot imagine a better room to stay in while we're here. What a different Arctic Ocean we are seeing today than we did last night. Last night, if you remember from the other video, it was honestly pretty calm. No waves. This, very, very different. I'm glad I jumped in yesterday instead of today. We're here at the fur shop, quality furs, fabrics, items, one of the places we wanted to see while we were here in Utqiagvik. Well, we found one of the things that we are looking for sure. Postcards, and they have some that say Barrow, Alaska. I'm so excited we found these. So now to stock up. They do have a few other Alaskan things here, some shot glasses. They have a couple of Christmas ornaments, none that actually say Barrow, some temporary tattoos, a couple stickers. Sherri Beth found something she's gonna get, and it actually isn't showing up so much on camera, but it kind of matches a little bit her brand.
Motif.
Look at this, it's like a water bottle, but I want to show you. Come on, show up. There we go. It's got like a whale on there.
And the mouthpiece just flips up.
And you love that.
Which I love.
Also, I want to get these postcards too.
Okay.
I also found something I'm going to get. Sherri got her water bottle.
The entire thing.
Yep,
Okay.
the entire bolt
All right.
of Seahawks fabric.
Cool.
So I'll pack that home in my suitcase.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be the fur shop without some furs. And so look at here. I'm not sure what we have here, but my goodness, this is amazing. And then back behind us over here, we have even more. Auburn's still looking here at the furs, and she found this unbelievable. It's like
Chocolate fox.
a chocolate fox. It is not only soft, but this is amazing. The color, yeah. And I know this might be the kind of thing for a lot of people that you look at this and you wonder, like, why is this here? But I think it's important to remember that where we're at, this is a part of life here. This is a way of life. This is a way of living, and a way of subsistence, of like providing for your family and for yourself. Definitely my kind of store, because on one side you have all these amazing furs. On the other side, Sherri found mini brands. I mean,
Mini brands.
it's the mini brand.
Mini market dash game.
It's a game, but
Yeah.
still, I love it. MICKEYMOUS. Look, flowers. I would say that stop at the fur shop was a success. Got a gift for a friend, got a water bottle for Sherri. Sherri bought a couple of other random things, and now we are just kind of walking around a little bit, and I just saw something over here that I knew existed here in Barrow. I didn't know where. I'm excited to actually get to see them. One of the things you'll notice around here is that there are just no trees anywhere, right? It's pretty flat, no trees. Definitely no palm trees, with the notable exception of the Baleen palm tree forest they have here. These are so cool, you guys. So Baleen obviously comes from the mouth of whales. We have a piece of Baleen on our wall at home, and this is it's so funny. They took pieces of Baleen, mounted it to the top of metal poles to, well, make it look like a little Baleen forest. Also, look at this, like whale bones out here. This is so cool. It is nice to know that if I needed a haircut or a beard trim while I was here in Utqiagvik, I could just come to the shave parlor and get it done. We've seen things like this on a number of buildings. You can see lots of antlers out there. Looks like there's a moose up top. I think the rest are probably caribou. A bunch of whale bones all over the place. Look at that, an entire barrel full of baleen. That's crazy. Look at all of that. Just sitting outside. Holy cow, and then that giant whalebone back there. Unbelievable. Oh look, Osaka. That's the sushi restaurant we ordered from yesterday. That's fun. So I was wondering what the heck Sherri was doing over here, and she found these little, I guess they're flowers.
They look like they belong in the lorax.
They look like lorax, but they're like little, it almost looks like cotton balls.
But like fur.
But like little things of fur, they're all over. I don't know what that is. That's pretty cool. We're just doing a little bit of walking, and we wanted to come here to the Utqiagvik Presbyterian Church. And this is a good example. You can see the Utqiagvik, but then down there it also says Barrow. So you definitely still see both names on a lot of things. But one of the reasons we wanted to come back by here at the church, gosh, it'd be cool to go inside and see it. It's really cool. However, up here, they have some more whale bones we wanted to go check out. This is really interesting. They have an English service at 11 a.m. and an Inupiat service at 7:30 p.m. in the Inupiat language. How cool is that? And then right out here, this is what we wanted to come out and see. You know, I worked in church marketing and communications for quite a while. I've seen a lot of church signs. I think this, the coolest church sign I've ever seen. This is like a mile marker, which is again right next to the church sign. Barrow, Alaska, and it shows you that we are 1,250 miles away from the actual North Pole, but 11,318 miles away from the South Pole. It's crazy to think that you can be more than 10,000 miles away from something. New York, 3,300 miles. Utqiagvik Pass here in Alaska, 300 miles. London, 4,114 miles. This is super cool. And I just saw this. It said the church here was established Easter Sunday, 1899. Amazing. And I just looked over across from the church and I saw this sign. And you guys, this is what I love about just walking around towns. Like getting out of your hotel room and doing your own thing, because this is so cool. So this basically, the Arctic, this is the northern part of Alaska. And you can see up there top where it says Barrow, that's where we are right now. Utqiagvik is off to our east. Nuiqsut is off to our east. Wainwright, Point Lay, Point Hope, all off to the west. Utqiagvik Pass, kind of down south from us. But what a cool map here of the Arctic villages in Alaska. See, we have a playground over here, and right on the other side of that dirt is the ocean. And we're walking back to our hotel. You can see it up there. We've got some boats over here, dilapidated, definitely not seaworthy. So here at the playground, we were walking by, and they have this walrus. It's a walrus slide. You actually climb up the back. But then I was like, wait a second, look at all the blood down his teeth. First of all, pretty darn cool slide. But the murder walrus, as he will affectionately be known as, a little disturbing. So we just saw something walking back to our hotel that you definitely don't see everywhere. A guy was driving by us here on this road in a four-wheeler, and as he approached, I could tell he had something like strapped to the front and the back of the four-wheeler, and it had what looked like legs sticking off the front and the back. That's exactly what it was, because he had four dead caribou strapped to the front and the back of his four-wheeler. Not something you see every day. I mean, obviously, like, fresh kills, probably going home to be processed. Welcome to Utqiagvik, Alaska. So the next thing we're gonna do is actually kind of interesting. We've rented a cab through Polar Cab here in Utqiagvik, and for $50, the three of us are gonna get a 1-hour city tour. Gonna kind of take us around some of the areas that we wanted to see here in Barrow. So let's do it. He was just sharing with us that these boxes here on the ground actually go underground, and that's where they store the whale meat here. So they have a number of these around town, and the whale meat would go underground, and that's how they would store all that meat. It's really interesting. If you're wondering what the price of gas is, $5.50 a gallon. So you can see hanging from that line back there, that's seal meat, seal ribs, just kind of hanging there, drying. He said that it would be like a jerky. This is fascinating. We just drove by and I didn't even notice this. I just thought, you know, just a lot of stuff kind of outside this house. But look at all of this baleen. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain the smell right now, you guys. I mean, this is from the mouth of whale. Like, this is, I've never seen anything like this. So now we're heading out to Point Barrow. So Barrow, Utqiagvik, is the northernmost town, but there is like kind of this inlet of land, this little spit of land that sticks up that actually does go farther north. That's where we're heading right now. Point Barrow, truly the northernmost point. So as we're driving out to Point Barrow, we're passing this sign. This is for the college that's up here. A lot of people don't know they actually do have a college here in Barrow, and that's where we are now. You can see some caribou hides hanging right here. He just let us stop and get out at this bowhead whale, and it's hard to even put in perspective how big this is. It's crazy. So this whale that this skull is from was 51 feet, 5 inches in length. It weighed about 100,000 pounds. 14 hunting boats helped to tow it to shore at Barrow. This is unbelievable. And then right next to that bowhead whale, just over here, you guys, it's just like mounted on a Connex, is this stunning, I mean absolutely stunning painting of a polar bear. Look at that, the colors, holy cow. Okay, this next stop is one of the things that I really wanted to see when we came to Barrow. This is something I'm kind of geeking out about. Some of you guys might not care about this. You may have heard the football field at Boise State University referred to as the Smurf turf, because they have the blue football field. I've seen it in person. I was excited to see it. Honestly though, I'm more excited to see this blue turf. Check this out. This is Kathy Parker Field, home of the Barrow Whalers football team. You guys, this is their high school football field. The Arctic Ocean is right there. There's a whale skull right there. Look at this, and it's named Kathy Parker Field, and this is such a cool story. You can research it online. Kathy Parker was a football mom in Florida and heard the story of these kids here in Barrow, Alaska, who played football on basically a gravel field, like a dirt field. And she actually started a fundraiser to fundraise to build this field here in Barrow. I've always wanted to see this football field. I'm a huge sports fan, a huge Alaska sports fan. To get to see it in person, this is really cool. And actually, this is a part of the trip that I haven't talked about before, haven't shared with you guys on the vlog. My grandma, actually, before I was even born, worked up here on what was called the DEW line. It was the Distance Early Warning Line. It was a line of defense, basically against Russia, that went through Canada, the United States. And she actually worked up here in Point Barrow. I didn't know that. My mom told me that when I was coming here to Barrow. And so it's pretty crazy to be here at a place, to think like my grandma before I was born was here. Like, this is where she was. Point Barrow, on the DEW line. This is crazy. Also, there's something over here I want you guys to see. There's another one of these directional signs right here. Take a look at this. Anchorage, 733 miles. Barrow, 6 miles. But then you've got Big Diomede Island, 497 miles. Ketchikan, Key West, 4,900 miles. London, Mexico City. This is so cool. I have a couple of skin boats out here. These are the boats that they would use for whaling. And we're out here near Point Barrow, kind of close to where we just were at the radar site. But it's this little area. You can see there's lots of these little huts over here. And he said these are basically like camp areas. So I think we're almost done with our city tour, but he wanted to show us one last thing out here by the point. Just this pile of whale bones. Look at this out here. It's just so crazy because there's all of these little huts out here. There's some baleen over there. And like this is literally the end of the world. You can't go any further north. This is the end. This is it. You can see the cabs there, bones are there. But then over here on the other side of the house, look at this. Even more. Just like a giant pile of whale bones. Look at this. Back at our hotel, heading inside. I'll give you full thoughts on our city tour when I get up to the room. All right, we are back. So we ended up being gone for a little more than an hour. So it was $50 an hour. We were gone for a little over an hour and a half. So it was $80. In my opinion, 100% worth it. There were 3 of us. It was $80 for 3 of us. And we got to see some things and learn some things that honestly, we would have come here and left not knowing at all. Like the way they store the whale meat, where they store the whale meat, how that whole thing works. That was fascinating. We would have not known that the stuff that's just like hanging around town, that's seal. We wouldn't have seen just so many things. Wouldn't have made it out to Point Barrow. Wouldn't have made it to that giant bowhead whale, which to me might have been the highlight of the whole thing. I don't know. I thought for the cost, again, for 3 people, that was what, $25, $27 a person for that kind of tour. I thought it was great. However, Sherri Beth is not feeling, come over here, Sherri. She's not feeling so good.
No.
Because the roads are gravel and bumpy.
Yeah.
They're not in good shape.
They're terrible. So there was a lot of just bumps and him swerving to miss bumps. And I just felt like I was on like a really terrible ride. So like motion sickness kind of thing? Yeah. So that's a bummer. But other than that, take away the motion sickness. What'd you think? It was really cool. It was neat to know like all the seal jerky and that kind of stuff. I didn't know what any of that stuff was. So that was kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I felt like we said an hour and he just kept going. Yeah, that is true. And then charged us for the extra, so. Which 100% expected. I expected, but I was also like, but we said an hour. We said an hour, so we can go back to the hotel now. Right. We actually had to say, no, but. Nope, turn around, it's time to go back. To the hotel now. Sometimes. I think he would have just kept going. Well, of course he would have. And kept charging. Completely. That is a travel pro tip, because this is true in pretty much any town. Yeah. There's a point in time when you say, okay, like, we're done, I need to go back to the hotel. That kind of thing. Yeah. So,
overall, I thought it was worth it.
It was cool to see.
Super glad we did it. To me, it helped me understand a lot more about the area and the town than we would have if we hadn't have done that.
Yeah.
So, glad we did it. All right, you guys, so we're actually having something happen tonight that is pretty cool. I posted in the Utqiagvik Updates Facebook group that we were coming up here. I just had some questions, and I got a whole bunch of responses. The people were so nice. But one of the ladies who responded asked if we would be interested in trying some traditional food, which, of course, the answer is always yes. You guys know one of the things that Sherri and I love about traveling is getting to try and experience different foods, because food represents culture so well. And so when you have this opportunity, you definitely say yes to it. And so this amazing family who lives right here in Barrow brought us some food tonight. I'm so excited to try it. Okay, so this is one of the things I've been looking forward to the most. I still kind of can't believe that it's happening. So here's what we have. This is caribou in a gravy with onions on top of rice. And this donut, I could just eat this all by itself and be a very happy person. What we have over here is muktuk, and it's Bowhead Whale, correct? So it's Bowhead, and then on top of Salmon Lee's kimchi. Now this is a restaurant here in Barrow that, my gosh, when I told people I was coming here, without a doubt, the #1 place people kept telling me to eat. So I think we're gonna try it again before we leave, but we are gonna have their kimchi with the muktuk. All right, so this was my second time in my life having muktuk. The first time was maybe 2 decades ago in Anchorage. During Bible college, someone brought some in, and I remember it being very, very chewy. And so my first bite of this, we were just talking about this, I was so surprised because of how tender it was. And just so you know kind of what we're looking at here, the black part, this is the outside. I mean, I don't want to say the skin, but kind of the skin of the whale. And then inside is where you get to the meat of it. And I expected chewy, very tender, really good. Well, we're back in the hotel room. Didn't vlog, obviously, with them. I'm not sure. I'm never sure if people want to be on YouTube. It's a weird thing that Sherri and I have chosen to share our life. Not everybody else has. I think the only word I have in my mind right now as far as what that experience was like is just like honored. I feel really honored that they would like share that with us. As I was mentioning earlier, food is such an important representation of culture, right? When you travel to Mexico, you want to try the food of that culture. When you travel to Europe, the exact same thing. Italy, all of that kind of stuff. Italy's in Europe, I know that, but not my point. And this is the kind of thing that if they hadn't have offered this to us, that's food that we would never have been able to try. This is not the kind of stuff you can just go to the store and buy. They opened up their refrigerator literally to us to let us try whale, to let us try caribou, to let us try jelly and the donuts and just everything that they made for us. It was so, so nice. My thoughts, Sherri, do you want to come here? I want to hear your thoughts as well on the muktuk, on the caribou. Let's start with the caribou. Yeah. So it was caribou in like a gravy and onion sauce served over rice. Yep. You've never had caribou before, have you? No. Not that I know of. What were your thoughts? I thought it was really good. I told her, like, we've had reindeer, and I didn't know if it was going to be kind of the same, and she said that she thinks it's pretty much the same, but gamier. It didn't really remind me of reindeer. It reminded me of, like, pot roast, like beef pot roast. And it might have just been how it was cooked. In the gravy and all that. In the gravy and everything, but it was really good. I really liked that whole dish. Was really yummy. The muktuk, I was really scared. Yeah, in fact, at first Sherri was concerned about if we have to try this in front of them. Like, how do you respond, right? How do you react? Like, I was just like, oh, I don't want to offend anybody, but what if I really don't like it? Yeah. It was not nearly as bad as I was expecting. Yeah. The texture was a little weirder, but it wasn't nearly as chewy as I was expecting. And it really wasn't bad at all. And then I think it helped that they cut it into really tiny pieces. So I didn't have to like take this huge like bite of it. Yeah. But I was impressed that it was not nearly as bad as I was expecting. Yeah, what a spectacular thing. And I think for me, one of the reasons I just feel so honored they do that is that this is not the kind of resource they had that you just go down to the grocery store and buy, right? It's like when our friends have a baby and we bring them a meal, we go to the grocery store, buy the supplies, make it, right, and bring it to them. But there is so much, when I think about what went into the food we just ate,
right?
Like whaling teams led by a whaling captain going out into the Arctic Ocean to bring in a bowhead whale,
right,
that we, whiteys from Anchorage, got to enjoy because of their generosity.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like what a, you know, I know there's this whole like, you know, you want to know the origin of your food movement right now.
We know the origin of this food.
What an origin too.
Right.
So again, thank you so much to them. That was really kind. They didn't have to do that.
Yeah, and they are just really kind people.
Holy cow.
Like so nice. And
their kids are so sweet.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun just kind of talking with them.
That may have been the highlight of the trip so far for me.
I think so, yeah.
Just getting to hear their stories, getting to hear what life is like, what they love about this town.
Yeah.
The stories about where they both came from, like their ancestry. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it, loved it, loved it. So there's the update on dinner. Sherri's first time eating whale. I'm so proud of you for trying it because I know you were nervous. And it was good.
It was, yeah.
It was much better than the last time I had muktuk.
I would have it again if somebody else brought it.
I'm shocked you're saying that.
I know.
I'm so happy.
I know.
All right, friends, it is now a number of hours later, and I have a confession to make. What time is it?
Almost 2:30.
It's almost 2:17. It's 2:17 in the morning. I just woke up. I've been sleeping for a couple of hours, and this one, and that one have been reading the whole time, and well, I think they spent the whole time laughing at me because apparently I was doing things in my sleep. I look rough. But the reason I'm up at 2:17 in the morning is that one of the reasons we planned this trip to Barrow right now is that they are experiencing something they haven't experienced in over 80 days, a sunset. We're in the time of the year when the sun rises here in Barrow and it actually does not set for over 80 days. The sunset about to happen right now. I'm gonna put my phone outside. You can't really see it, it's kind of cloudy, so we're not gonna get to see the sunset, but it's happening. What a cool thing to get to experience. Check this out. Before I show you outside, let me show you this. You can see the sunset, 2:21 a.m., but you can see there's nothing else. There's no sunrise time. There's no moonrise time or moonset time. Only one sunset time because it's happening, well, in 2 minutes. You can see there's pretty thick clouds out there right on the edge of the horizon. So we're not gonna get to see the sun dip below the horizon for the first time. However, you can see that pink on the clouds that it's casting. So friends, that is where I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. End it with the first sunset in over 80 days. And I think this experience, the word I'd use, I think is a word I'd use for this whole town and this whole trip so far. And that is unique. I've lived in Alaska since I was 3 years old. And this has been my first experience with true 24-hour sunlight. I've never been so far north where the sun never set. I've never been to a place before where the sun doesn't set for over 80 days. And this place, this town, there are so many things about it that are just really, really unique. The food that we ate earlier today, right? Getting to eat bowhead whale, it's a unique experience. Getting to drive around in the cab and see, you know, things like seal hanging random places, to see caribou hanging random places, to see giant boxes and holes cut in the ground to store whale meat in random places. There's just so much about this place that just is, it's so different, it's so unique. And I love getting to experience things that are different, and this place most certainly is. So glad we got to be here for the sunset, even if we can't see the sunset. So friends, love you guys. Thanks for joining us and hanging out with us here on day number 2 in Barrow, Alaska, in Utqiagvik, Alaska. Next, you will see the third and final vlog in this Barrow travel series. Excited to share that with you guys. Have a good night. I'm gonna go back to sleep. So we love you, and we'll see you on the next Legg Life video.